Okay, I'm recording on here now.
Okay, you're recording over there. Here I go.
All right, you're going to go
We
live?
are live. It says live and recording. So I've got video
Nice.
recording going on.
Can you see people comment and stuff on that and everything?
Yes. So I can go into
I'm going to see
the
if it's live here.
connecting to Facebook. It's ready. So it says an evening in the studio.
Ooh.
Ooh. It's like a fancy pants one.
Oh, there it is. I see it.
Hey, I see it over here
I
too.
do see it. Well, take it off there so don't steal all the, all the stuff.
Oh, there's even a notification on the podcast that we're live. This is pretty cool, Ken.
Wow.
I'm excited about this. From our bunker, 10,000 miles underground.
Oh, man. Oh, I got a notification,
Oh,
too.
Mark Blackhurst. Joey.
Mark Blackhurst.
Mark, welcome. This is a live version of our podcast. You better be
Wow.
watching our podcast. Here, let's get a little
I'm
close
scared.
up. What's up, Mark? You want to see a close up of Ken?
No.
Boom.
Wow.
There he is.
There it is.
Guys, so for those of you who aren't watching this live, we are live.
We're live on Facebook.
We're live on Facebook.
On the Book of Faces.
Now, I don't...
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Now, I can put up... Watch this.
I can't see me because I'm hiding behind the mic.
There's Mark. You are now a comment on our live feed. Look at that, Mark. Thanks for saying hi on our podcast, man. Dude, we should talk about Midland days and the Blackhursts and like hanging out in the kinship.
What's up, Mark? Hey, good to see you.
He said,
Get
hey.
it?
He said, "Hey, Ken."
I know. I pulled it up here. Yeah.
Now, can you respond on your phone?
Yeah, I
for
can.
Me?
I
Because
can.
I can't actually type on here.
But yeah, that's fine. They're listening, so assuming you don't have to type
That's true.
as well. But
There we go.
guys, it's been a little bit since we've had an episode. I got sick 2 times in a row, 2 bouts of bronchitis, and a little bit of pneumonia or whatever.
Goodness.
So I'm over that, which is great to be over that. And we had a little thing called Thanksgiving, and I had my in-laws were in town. Now, Joe, have you ever heard of a tiny home?
Yes, because they have them right around the corner.
Yes, there's one
There's
over
a little
here.
community over there.
Somewhere.
Tiny homes. Yes.
I mean, it's about 2.5 thousand miles up and then around the corner.
Yes, exactly. No, it's 10,000 now.
10,000 miles.
Yes, 10,000 miles.
10,000 miles up out of the bunker, then down the road a little bit. There it is, right? So,
Yes.
so
Tell me about this. What does this
tiny
have to
home.
do with anything?
So, anyways, my in-laws they purchased a tiny home. It's not that community. It's a different one. It's actually in Travelers Rest. And it's really, really, really cool. It is very tiny.
Tiny home.
But they're built tall, and they have tons of windows on them. So when you get into the space, it's pretty airy. It's pretty open feeling. And they had a nice little loft above the kitchen area. Because you come in, it's the living room, the kitchen. There's a bathroom in between.
Yes, I know
and
what
then
you
in the
mean.
back, there's a
Yes.
bedroom. And it's like it's almost like a shotgun house kind of thing. But they're built on wheels, and they're technically RVs. So that's pretty cool. And they're beautifully... I mean, the one they ended up going with, they built from scratch, and it's...
Cool. So they got to be a part of the design, just like if someone were obviously building a home or whatever.
You pick whatever
What?
it is. You're like, I like this model, and they build it, and then they had it
They
delivered
should
to a
have-
little plot, and
Dude,
boink, there
they
you go.
should have Blackhurst painting come out and like do their interior and
It was all
everything.
painted and all done, like everything. They just had to put furniture in it,
Well,
basically.
it wouldn't be
It's
as
beautiful.
good as
It was really
Blackhurst,
cool.
though. That's really cool. I know Bethany has talked about like wanting to get one as a like vacation kind of location home.
That's
thing.
what they did it for.
Exactly. Yeah.
So they, we're the first ones in their family to have grandkids. So
right.
they're starting their grandparent adventure by putting in a tiny home down here, so that when they come down for elongated stays, they got their own place. All that cool stuff. So
That's cool.
Really cool. We actually had Thanksgiving over there. It was really fun. Aurora, my 2-year-old, was up in the loft. She can stand up there. she's
Oh,
small
really?
and run around up there and everything. So it's pretty cool.
Sorry.
Ooh,
I gotta do a slight shift.
he's doing a camera change.
The main reason is that it doesn't show your face as much though, and I don't like that. But in the main,
Well, now I'm gonna hide over here.
just come under a little bit more, the face a little bit, if you would. It was right in the shot of the main room.
There you go.
Now we can both see our faces. That's perfect. Thank you. So this is
Cool.
Joe. This is Ken. And there we go.
Yeah,
Boom.
this is really just a kind of a test. Joe had an idea. Joe had some equipment from some of his art and life. As you can see behind me,
Oh yeah.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Yeah, that's I'm proud of that. No, I was doing a style with that one that had like a Norman Rockwell feel to it. You know, the whole
Yes.
Coca-Cola. That's what it's pulled from. And it's a really different process, and I really enjoyed it. It was fun. I've got a time lapse of it. I'm gonna post.
Cool.
May have already been posted, but
So that's what
Yeah.
I've been up to. Joe had Thanksgiving here at his house,
yep.
but you've done a little bit more traveling and stuff too as well, right?
Yep. So I just got back from doing the Chargers game. That was huge. That was epic.
The Dodge Chargers.
The Dodge Chargers game. That would be pretty cool if that was a thing. Like it's like what's the name of that game with the cars and like playing soccer, but it's football.
Oh, the Rocket League.
Rocket League, but it's like actually happening. So it's like a derby, but it's football. They line up and everything. No, but yeah, I did a halftime show for the Los Angeles Chargers against the Steelers, and that went absolutely phenomenally well. So
is that Los Angeles, right? At the Charger Stadium?
It was, yes. And a lot of people, so I was a little bit confused on it myself, to be honest. I've got some friends who are actually part of the Rams, who are the Los Angeles Rams. And I don't know why I didn't put two and two together. People had told me about it, but the SoFi Stadium is borrowed by both teams.
Yeah.
So, which is, it's a thing. And it's actually, they did a really good job. I mean, I even noticed that their colors are kind of similar. I don't know if that's actually by design, but I think it is a little bit, so that a lot of the color patterns or anything that's going on is obviously, meant to look somewhat the same. Although there weren't any like hard stationary signs anywhere. So it was all digital so that they can just flip everything, in an instant. But really, really good trip. Had an awesome Thanksgiving. I hope everybody out there had a beautiful Thanksgiving as well.
Yeah, I hope everybody did. And we forgot to do our intro, so
I know. I'm excited. I want to see how this can go for live.
we don't have any graphics or anything or whatever.
That's
I'm just
coming
literally
later.
Like,
I do have one graphic. We'll do it right here. Welcome to the show, everybody.
I'm Ken,
And this is Joe.
and together we're joking around. Well, that's pretty sweet. We're doing this live, so it's funny because the majority of the time we're just, we sit down and just record it and just go. So this is weird. It's like people watching and stuff.
We got some viewers. Oh, look at this. We're getting some thumbs ups and hearts and stuff.
Oh boy.
Hey, Mark, give us some love. Give us some hearts, man. we know you want to.
But yeah, so you spent some time again doing your thing out in Los Angeles. So what was it? Did you paint and sing? Did you do something different? What did you do?
Yes, so I did. Okay, so there were a couple of things that happened, but the main thing that happened would be the halftime show. Like that would be the main thing people would probably think of right away, because that was an actual performed deal, right? And that went just absolutely awesome. But I also was commissioned for two groups, which gets a little confusing And I'm sorry if that doesn't, in like even in my videos and stuff that I was trying to create, it was really hard to communicate this because people think they're the same, but they weren't. There were 5 veterans who were honored on the field at half.
So I did see that video.
Right.
But that wasn't the halftime show.
So it was a part of just before the halftime show.
Okay.
So I had to crunch all the video into like, a minute and a half.
This is what happened
exactly.
while I was there.
But then there were 5 paintings for families who had lost someone in the military. So those were also given to a totally separate charity group that was helping other families, deal with and have some kind of gift given to them at the event. So, which actually went so awesome. Like it went really, really well. And that was at a different part of the stadium, which is absolutely beautiful. That stadium is awesome. But, anyway, so those were unveiled and revealed more in a private area, if you will, they had food and all the things.
The people that were with you, were those the families?
Yes.
Of the people that had died?
Yeah.
Wow.
So one of the ladies, I don't know, it might have been even recent enough that it was still really hitting hard or something because it was hard for her to, keep her composure and everything.
Yeah.
And I remember, I would too. Are you kidding me? But I guess I say that because some of the kids, you could tell, even some of the older family members, some of them had recovered and we're really proud of them, of course, and we're very happy.
They're in a different stage
exactly.
of grief.
They were in different stages is what I'm trying to say. So, and I had to be ready for that because they wanted me to meet and greet all the family. So at one, there's a kid like joking around with me and excited about being at the game. And then I, look up and then the mom of one is like weeping.
Yeah.
And, and there's all those elements and that's totally, what you would expect. And she wanted a hug and I could tell that she was like when we hugged. This was big, man. How when a mom's like hugging you, it's different. I think, right?
Yeah.
It's like you got your bro hugs and all the different things, right? And she just like held on a little bit and was like, I miss him, and that hit home.
Yeah.
And she said thank you and all that. So anyway, there were so many layers. And then, of course, Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg?
Yeah. Yeah. So Snoop Dogg was in the house.
Snoop Doggy
Along with Mike Tyson.
Did you meet Mike Tyson?
I did not get to meet Mike Tyson.
Oh, man.
Yep. He was, I think he was up on the Jumbotron or whatever and all that. But I did meet Snoop Dogg, though. Snoop Dog.
Zoom in. Give him a one shot right there, producer. Zoom in on Joe while he tells his story.
Oh, right here? You want me to hit it right here?
There you go. Zoom in. There you go. Tell your story, Joe.
Oh, thank you, man. This is a great opportunity to tell my story. No, I'll keep it short and simple like it was because I didn't hang out for like super, super long. But basically after the half, we're usually offered like, hey, would you guys like to watch the game? Sometimes it's really, really awesome seats. Sometimes, it might be like a box upstairs. And in this case, it was a box upstairs. And it's where the vets who were honored on the field were all hanging out. That's what we were told. So I was like, oh yeah, of course. I want to go up there and mingle and hang out and say hi to the ones that I painted and hadn't met yet, Just making sure my mic doesn't fall off like it did last time. So I go up there and I'm just doing my thing. I've got video of this and how it happened because Everett was videoing the whole process. And I'm going in. I'm like, all right, start rolling. I'm going to start meeting these vets. Let's get something together so we can produce something fun that people can experience this experience with me. So there's all the foods out. Everything looks real nice. They got wings and all that, just like you would see in these nice suites and everything. And I'm walking in, and I didn't know it, but Snoop was standing on the right aisle, if you will, of the actual part of the seats. And he's like right next to me, and I didn't even know it. I'm just shaking hands with some of the vets, and they're, oh, this is a cool painting. And I joined when I was 20 and got out when I was 50 or whatever, all the different things. And I'm laughing and stuff. And someone kept tapping me on the back. And I was, I kind of looked back a little bit and I was
hey,
like,
man.
where, do that again.
He's like, Hey, man.
I got that. But anyway, so I'm just sitting there and I'm like, what, somebody's tapping me. But I thought it was the lady, which it may have even been her. But she was tapping me because Snoop wanted to talk to me. And I think she was like, hey, look who's here, kind of a thing, And I was just like oblivious. And then finally I turn around and Snoop's right there. And I'm just like, what? Like, what is happening? And apparently he's extremely pro vets and very, very, he likes hanging out around them, I guess is one way to put it too. I was also told that he like supports them, of course, but I mean like he actually likes being with them is what I'm trying to say. And so anyway, I'm looking him in the face and he's just kind of like, doing his smile and kind of shaking a little bit, bobbing a little bit. And he's like, hey man, he's like, so was you singing as you was painting? And I was like,
so he had to start with a filler.
Yeah, I mean it was a cool conversation kind of a thing.
What you singing while you was painting?
That's it. It was loud, so it was a little bit of like I was like taking it all in, but I have the audio from it to confirm this. But anyway, he went from there, and the reason why I found out was that they were kind of all like his other friends that were with him, his entourage. Some of them were like, "No way! There's no way he's singing while he's doing it," And so he's like, "See, I told you, man." When I was like, "Yeah, that was me," and then he's like, "See, I told you," and he's like telling everybody, and he's like, "That was a dope painting."
Thank you.
Yeah, I want to keep it clean there for the live Facebook audience, especially.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
But you get where I'm coming from that, and I was just like, "Thank you, that's very kind," And it took another maybe 30 seconds of just kind of whatever, and then one of the vets was just tugging on my shirt, and I was like, "I think I'm here for them," so. I just turned around. I'm like, I'm going to keep talking with you guys. And you can see Snoop kind of look over and just like, he laughs and it's that really kind laugh. I've got more footage of him taking photos with them and thanking them for their service. And he's like saluting them and stuff. And he told them, God bless you. And so anyway, it was a really cool experience.
That's pretty cool.
It was fun.
I think that was 5 paintings that so you sang and did 5 paintings.
So it was weird. I sang and I painted, and then I painted 10 paintings.
Wow, really?
Yeah, because
I was trying to be funny.
That's the part that's confusing because there were the 5 paintings that commemorated the death of family, and then there were 5 totally separate paintings that were on the field that got revealed by Olympians right before I performed.
Olympians?
Yeah, so there's more to this story.
Why are the Olympians on the field? You're like, and then there was a tortoise. I painted a tortoise.
Yes, I painted a tortoise shell.
Then.
Yes. Then. No.
Wow, so there was 5. That's the ones I saw. I didn't see the 5 that you did. Well, I did see those.
No,
but I thought they were the same ones.
Exactly. See, that's what I mean. I've been having a heck of a time to explain.
Heck of a time,
A heck of a time there. Oh yeah, there.
Wow.
Anyway, do you know who April Ross is?
Yeah, the volleyball. She do volleyball, right?
She was in the booth.
I had to do that.
Yeah, it was
because
like
people don't understand when I say volleyball. They have to be like, "Oh, volleyball." Do people do that when they come up to you? Are you the painter?
Are you the
painter? Do you do the volleyball?
Do you do the Well, you're actually not too far away from that form. You actually follow through with the elbow first.
What a nerd.
And then come down, and you want to get that top spin. No, I lettered in volleyball in college.
You let her do what?
I lettered in volleyball in college.
Volleyball letter. You got your varsity letter?
Yes.
What does it take to get a letter?
I think honestly, you could basically you have to be on the team for 2 years.
Huh.
Maybe. Or is it 3 or 4?
I don't know.
Maybe it's 4 years. I don't even know. That's
probably why I never lettered in anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe.
Yeah. Because I don't think I ever played 4 years of any kind of sport.
Well, I had a really cool coach, and I really enjoyed volleyball. April Ross was our gold medalist.
Right, yeah.
From
they
beach
won.
volleyball.
I heard that. Yeah.
Well, she was in the booth. She was in
She's
the.
also like she's been doing it for forever too, right?
I don't know how long, but
she's old.
She's good. She's old. Sorry, April, if you're watching this, but apparently you're old.
It's not like she's, whatever. I'm saying.
No, I know. Yeah.
Every time the Summer Olympics are on, you hear about April Ross and whoever her partner is. It's always April Ross and somebody else.
You might be thinking of a different one though, but
I
maybe
think
not.
so.
Maybe not. All I know is I watched pretty much every game this year because I'm super fascinated by it. And then her boyfriend is actually a USA team handball professional.
Handball?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like gym when you're like in the gym with soccer goals.
Yeah.
And you're throwing the ball? Is that what handball is? Right?
Yes. Yeah, so you're throwing the ball. There's an arc. I don't know it entirely, but I do watch like some of it. And there's an arc that you can't cross unless you're in the air, kind of a thing, right? And there's a goalie, and then
it's like the typical like brothers basement game you would play.
Yeah, that's a great way of describing it. That's what it looks like.
It looks like a lot of fun.
It looks so much fun. I think I would totally.
April Ross was there.
April Ross. I feel really bad that I forgot her name. She was a part of the water polo team though for Team USA.
Oh, okay.
And there were some of the other guys that I was hoping to meet. Like by the time I got around to that area, they were kind of filtering out. So there was a Olympian who unveiled one of the paintings, and I think there were two actually, and one I thought was in basketball maybe, but in like a wheelchair basketball.
Paralympics?
Yeah, Paralympics. Yep. But anyway, really, really cool. They obviously were all getting photos with Snoop and everything, but it was cool because April Ross was coming by and I was like, oh my goodness. And then she said, hey, can I get a picture with you?
And you said no.
I was like, are you kidding me?
$50.
$50. Yeah. Anyway. That was fun. I feel like we went off on a tangent of a recent event. But
yeah, the thing is, a lot has happened, and we haven't put an episode out in a while. We've been pretty faithful. We've done, I think, 13 episodes, pretty much every week.
Bing, 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 yep.
And a whole ton of stuff is happening. Busy, good things, or whatever too. So, I wanted to kind of keep everybody in the loop and stuff like that. So, but what I actually wanted to ask you, Joe, was what was your thoughts on? Do you know where I'm going?
I have no idea
what
what
we were talking about before.
I'm actually really nervous about what you're about to say.
So,
what are you about to say? What are your thoughts?
So, I want to talk a little bit about music, a little bit about voice.
Oh, voice. Okay. All right.
What is better? Straight tone or vibrato?
Ooh, the straight tone or vibrato.
And let me clarify what I'm saying here.
Okay.
So, straight tone meaning a note that stays the same when you sing. So,
right. Okay.
No pitch wavering, no up or down, and everybody knows what vibrato is. So, it's we as kids we grew up around a lot of very deep music. I think classical, spiritual kind of stuff, but also a ton of vocal music, right? So, and in that you get tons of different stylizations of singing or vocalization.
Yes.
And we've had both. You've had, vibrato, you've had straight tone. And I wanted to pick your brain a little bit on that.
Dude.
So when you sing as a soloist, God Bless America or America the Beautiful,
okay,
or Star Spangled Banner,
yeah,
how do you vocalize that? Go ahead and sing all three of them right away.
That's really good. To be honest with you, I haven't really, it would be interesting to listen to myself and see if what I'm about to say is 100% on point, like with what I think I do. But so
that kind
I'll
of leads to the
preface
second
that.
part of what.
Right. I'll
Go ahead.
Right.
Yeah.
But overall, I think really fun conversation. So there's different schools of training and different schools of thought on that, and we'll probably get yelled at from multiple sides because being an Everson a lot of times means that we will utilize both.
Okay. You're cheating, but that's okay. Which one's better, Joe?
Oh, okay, and that's where I was going to start.
Is blue better or is red better?
Well, so I was going to tell you missed one. Delayed vibrato.
Yeah, but that's
is my favorite.
That's both.
Well,
you're stealing my
if it's
thunder.
if it's a solo.
You also see how I use the word color too, or because that's where I'm going with that.
Oh, now that I change the screens and I see like a palette of color behind your arm and all the colors that are in the shot as he moves his arm. I'll go to the wide. But yeah, I think I know where you're going with this. I love this, man. So I'm going to answer your question. I'm going to give you a straight up answer. I prefer straight tone there.
Okay.
I think it's better. I even think
harder.
It's better.
It's harder to produce.
I could see that. I wasn't sure how to answer or think about it, but yeah, I could see that.
In my opinion, it's harder to produce because bad straight tone is horrible.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So if you're singing a note, bah, and you're trying to get it as straight as possible, and you're
throat singing,
you're throat singing, or
a little bit,
or you have pitch problems, pitch, as in higher or lower frequencies.
Right.
If you have pitch problems, straight tone.
You love that, don't you?
Sorry, so as kids, we used to play around with these sounds.
Oh yeah.
Of pitch and volume, and a lot of kids just like scream and are loud. I think we were vocalizing our learnings as kids. I'll just say that.
Vocalizing our learnings as kids. What kind of, well, yeah.
But, so vibrato, for instance, it's easier to hide behind a thick vibrato.
Yeah. No, I know where you're going with this. Yep.
But what vibrato does is color it, right? You get some color in there.
Yes. Yeah.
You can straight tone all you want, and you can change the amplitude or the volume of it, the presence of it. You can get real quiet with it.
You can shape it.
Shape is another
right? Yep.
Shape is another
Shaping.
way.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there's different styles of singing. I'm not going to go full into all of this. I really was just talking about tone.
Let's go full. Let's go full. The whole thing. Let's talk barbershop. Let's talk choir boy.
Let's
talk. Yeah.
Wow.
All of it. King singers. And
acapella.
Yeah. Gospel quartets.
You get some powerful stuff.
Dude, come
some
on now.
Strong voices. So,
the Mark Blackhurst Saya song.
What?
Yep. You don't know about that? The Joe Saya.
So for our
Saya
listeners,
on the run.
Saya on the run tonight.
Saya Master.
Wow. So we're talking about this Mark Blackhurst guy. Poor guy.
Rest in peace, though. Rest in peace. The older brother.
Oh, to
Mike.
Mike. Yeah.
He was the one that started that.
Wow. Yeah. That was very recent. That's I saw that. It was very sad. But what?
Sorry. Yeah. Continue.
You're right.
Saya Master.
Saya Master. I remember it being Mark. Of course, I was pretty young.
Well, Mark took it on.
These are our neighbors back when we grew up, okay? The Blackhurst boys or whatever.
Yeah.
They would come hang out, and, man, we had a blast. Fred was my age. Mark was your age. Mike was a little bit older than you. But
yep.
Poor Mark. We're putting you on the spot here. But
he's fine with it, I promise. He's totally fine, right, Mark?
Michigan boys, man. They're right around the block, man. They were big into hockey, too.
Yes. Dude, they were good, man. I remember I got to watch Mark a little bit.
Really?
Yep. But didn't Mike make it to like juniors or something like that? Like,
I don't know. I was pretty young. I barely remember Mike, but Anyways, that's who we're talking about. I'm talking about a childhood friend and for
Right.
people that keep
Sorry.
throwing out this name there, but
We
the
were
Saya
talking.
Master
We were
song.
talking. Yes, I just broke out in song. We were talking about
Because they called you Josiah.
Yes.
That's where the Saya came from.
Yeah.
They just called you Saya.
They had such awesome tone when they'd sing it. They'd be coming around the block on their bike, you know.
Josiah!
Saya Master. I was like, I don't know what's happening. It's really cool though.
Man.
I love it. I love it.
Forgot about all that.
But wait, go back to
Talking about
straight tone.
Talking about difference of tone. So
Well, keep it just the two things right now, because I know I just mentioned much. So straight tone and vibrato.
right. So one of the groups that we listed up to as highly musicious people, if I can use that word,
Musicious.
musicious.
Is that like
it's
malicious?
probably just am supposed to say musical, but musicious sounds like more.
Yeah, it's got
sounds more better.
more better. Yeah, I like that word too.
My principal used to say that to be funny. One of the groups that we grew up listening to came from Ben mostly. Him being the firstborn, whatever. Obviously, he was there before we were. So, the King's Singers.
Yeah, man, they're a great example.
They are
of
an a cappella group
straight tone.
that's been around since probably the 80s, I think, is when they
No.
came together. Yeah.
At least the 70s.
Really? Even
Maybe
farther back
even
than
the
that?
60s. I'm going to look it up. You keep talking, though.
I don't know. Okay. Anyways, they're an a cappella group that came out of King's College, I believe, in Cambridge, perhaps. English singers who group of 6 guys. So 6. I don't know if the camera's on me. 6 guys. Okay. 6. I said 6. I promise. I showed 6. That sing from all the way to bass, all the way to countertenor. And when I say countertenor, I'm talking about the Mickey Mouse voice.
Oh, yeah.
So,
By the way,
grown men.
1968.
1968.
Yep,
Wow.
1968.
Okay. All right.
'Cause remember, Dad would talk about some of the early countertenors that was his favorite. I'm trying to remember his name right now.
Yeah, all that stuff is escaping my brain right now of who he was, but I can hear his voice.
Chilcott?
Bob Chilcott.
Chilcott?
Chilcott was one of them.
He's one of them that was really cool, but he
wrote a bunch of the stuff.
Yes.
They still sing some of his arrangements today.
Yep.
Look them up. There's still a group now. In fact, they're the youngest they have been. They have the youngest group they've ever had in years, and we've actually seen them within the last few years, pre-pandemic and all that stuff.
Yes.
They're fascinating to watch in person because they have such control over their tone. And their claim to fame, if you want to say that, is how the group can sound the same from the 1960s up to now. They seek the same thing, and their unity of tone and control and quality just blends so well together that they achieve some really, really sweet sounds.
I think that they have pretty much nailed that. And I mean, as if you really are into a group, you're gonna notice. I don't care if you're into rock groups or whatever. You're gonna notice the lead singer's different intonations and sounds and way and style of singing, and it'll color the group a little bit. But the way that they had a lot to do with stripping away and building that straight tone based off of their teaching from a choir boy status on up.
Mm-hmm.
I think that played into it is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Heavily.
Yeah. And they're obviously they have their own style, but they'll sing everything. They'll sing any song that was ever published in their style.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're doing the Beatles or Beach Boys and stuff, and that would be a perfect example of not, singing in their typical fashion. You wouldn't think necessarily.
And
Beach
it's not
Boys,
like they don't ever. It's not like they don't ever use vibrato. They do, But my point in bringing that up is that if you want to have, that's what I was talking about, solo between different, between a solo voice and a group voice is what I was talking about. The group, when you're in a group, the best way to achieve the blend that they do, is through straight tone.
So I've heard it talked this way before. If I could steal this, and they rarely use microphones. We got that comment just now, which is very true.
Yeah, they don't like to use microphones.
Right. They might have like some floor monitor type stuff.
Well, yeah, or they'll have one mic.
Yep.
Because they want to be able to control their blend and their control. The only time they have to use mics is when they do. They've done stuff like outdoors, and it's like it's impossible to get the sound or whatever. They love to find an acoustic room or cathedral, these old beautiful cathedrals built for sound, and just do it that way.
So visually, for those of you who are watching, you can actually see my hands doing this, but I'm doing like a waving motion, right? So if you got one voice creating not just the wave sound that's being created as a single note, but also the movement of the actual voice, right? So vibrato, there's like the movement. If you get multiple voices all doing that movement, then you're not getting the
You're going to have a cross.
Exactly.
You're going to have a cross.
Yeah.
So all right, so I'm going to try something, Joe. You ready?
Fighting.
I'm going to try something.
Oh, jeez.
Pick a note. I'm going to try to match it, okay?
Okay.
Just straight tone. I'm going to try to match it. I want you guys to listen, all right?
Okay, here we go. This is fun.
So,
this is like
I don't
class.
Know we turned it into a class. Pay attention.
So true.
But I find this fascinating, All right, so
okay.
So pick a note.
Okay, so here I go with my note.
Just hit a note and try to hold it straight as possible, all right? Hold it straight, Joe. Can you hear the dissonance?
Whoo.
Can you hear the dissonance?
Yeah, did you guys hear that? I totally felt it. Actually, it was hard for me not to move off.
So
yeah,
I tried to match your pitch as close as I can, and there's when you're depending on how close you are, you're gonna get that harmonic kind of feel. Now, when you're doing, I don't want to get super detailed here because I'm gonna get myself in trouble. Because we're on Facebook now, and there's some brilliant people out there.
Do it. Get us in trouble. I want to poke the bear, as they say. Let's get this going.
When you're doing different intervals,
right.
which is called harmony, and they're in perfect connection, you get what's called overtones.
Yes.
And tones. So it's very clear when you play it when you do it on the piano.
Yes.
The resonance generates other tones within the series of a chord.
Which is called the harmonic series.
Okay.
I believe, right? Am I going too deep?
I'm trying not to.
Oh, we're not going to go there. Never
trying
mind.
not to look like an idiot. Joe is like, which is called. I'm like, I have no idea. But
the principle is the same if it's not the same.
But when you go to vibrato there, you're then creating a mushy.
Yeah. You're not sustaining that
area of where the note is.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if the whole point, Trevor Hall said, get super detailed. So he wants us to.
Trevor Hall, get super detailed.
I love it.
Oh my goodness.
Well, okay. So, but that's where okay. All right, fine. I'll be the one. I'll step out and you can mock me as an Everson that doesn't know what he's talking about. Okay. But if I remember right, a lot of the overtones that you hear are at least stronger when they're based off the harmonic series. So the harmonic series going up, is going to make its jump. So you got the first step. I do know this for a fact would be the octave, right? And then after that, it's either the fourth or the fifth. And I'm pretty sure it's the fifth.
An octave is what, Joe? I can't help it.
I'm super nervous.
What's an octave? What? It's eight.
Yeah, it's eight
notes away, right?
Yeah, 8 notes away. Yeah.
So if you do the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, right?
Right.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do and so are the same note, but an octave apart.
Right. And those have the closest relationship.
Welcome to class, everybody. This is welcome to Music Theory 101.
Your mom would be so proud. That's what she's saying. I know.
We still need to have her on.
We do need to. Yes, we're gonna do it.
Mom is
pro. She's a pro.
Mom's a pro. She's a pro voice person.
She's a pro, man.
And pro choral as well.
Yes. And that's why that's what I was meaning earlier when I said, because we're in Everson, it's not just, she trains solo voices, period. No. There's an element of understanding harmony and ensembles and choirs and working together.
She has probably spent more time with groups than soloists.
Which is
up to a certain point.
Really super fun. Like that, I do enjoy some of the solo aspects, and I think each of us have experimented with it, some more than others. I think Ben with Mrs. Pike really led the charge on understanding a lot with solo
Ben
singing.
Recently also went back to school and got some whatever.
Dude, you can
the
tell.
McCloskey's Institute, I think is what it's
called. You can tell too.
McCloskey's
I mean,
Institute.
he did some of it, I think, to help
He went
his
through
voice,
some crazy
right?
voice problems too. He couldn't talk, and for someone who makes a living off of your voice, that's very scary. So he had to medically do some things and then go back and do some training through that stuff too.
Right.
But talking about tone and how to produce that tone, man, the number one thing for producing tone is relaxation. I guess if I could sum that up, is being relaxed.
Yeah.
Growing up, how do kids sing when they grow up?
It's like louder. Be louder.
Yeah, in Sunday school or in like the little church plays, like, all right, now we're all gonna sing, and the loudest one is the best singer. You know?
Yeah, it's like, you did a good job.
Good job screaming.
You were really screaming
face off. But see, we learned so very from the very first thing. You know, we would be in attendance or something like that, and you know, the kids would be like, "Yeah, you're straining like this, like the chin up and that, and chest breathing and not using your diaphragm, and
you can see like I don't know if I can get it here. You can see like the veins like sticking out, you know, on the throat and
mom
out.
would, you know, if we'd be sitting there, and mom would instantly turn over to be like, "Now don't do that's wrong. They're singing wrong. Don't do that," because she wants to protect your voice, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what she did for you know, was the voice. Free tone.
Now she also, along with that, don't take that the wrong way, because there was a lot of power that was developed because of it too. You know, power.
What for the?
In other words,
sing wrong?
She could blow other people out of the water.
Oh, being relaxed. Oh, I see what you're saying.
In a more relaxed. Now, relaxed doesn't mean strength either, and having a powerful bass where there is tension. The tension though is not where in the throat and in the chest and where you think you need to draw it from.
That's where breath support comes in.
Exactly. So that's why they always say, low from the diaphragm, and that it's true. Even your stance, I noticed that was one of the biggest things I hadn't done yet. Even though mom would teach it and everything, I hadn't tried that. And when I perform for paintings, if you watch me, I need a lot of breath because I'm moving.
For the painting?
I'm like, to this painting I shall perform.
People are like, what is he doing? There's nobody here. He's talking to the painting.
No, sorry. For performance paintings, when I need to sing and also paint, I get pretty tired. And I don't know how some of these theater majors do it.
I was just about to say that.
Dancing around, or
people that do the performance on stages when they're running around and then having to sing Broadway style, which is different, which is like very forward and out and projection.
Yes.
You know.
Yep.
Woo.
But yeah. So, but where I was going with that
Your
was
stance.
Yes, even having it's very similar to an athletic stance where you have a lot of support. You know, if someone could just walk up to you and like knock you over, kind of a thing.
You're on the heels. You're supposed to be on the balls.
Of the feet. Yep, that spot where you're kind of standing tall, thinking tall, opening up.
Mom said like
support.
a tennis player, like when they're like going back and forth.
Like that would be it,
because they're on their front of their feet, not leaning back.
Well, if you watch me,
the knees are not locked either. Never lock your knees.
You can kind of see it here. So, you'll see me almost doing this thing like this right before I start my painting. And for those of you who couldn't see, I was showing the position I get in right before I do a performance painting. And my feet are a little more spread out than like a typical just kind of standing
almost like a
there.
basketball defensive stance.
Yeah. And I found that gave me so much more. Like way more than you'd ever think just by doing that first.
More what?
Everything. So
Support.
I'd have more air.
Okay.
I could last longer, which is similar to air, but air could also mean like how high or low you can sing as well, range. And even controlling the tone for a longer period of time. So you could be like, haha, I hit the note, and then be like, oh, I'm weakening, and then start wavering. I always can tell if I don't take that stance or that good, deep, low breath, as opposed to a shallow, quick, high
so that's
breath.
the difference between that is diaphragm and chest. So when you breathe with your diaphragm, you let your stomach hang out. That's what it is. When you breathe,
I'm really good at that one, by the way.
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
When you breathe, you don't breathe from the chest here. You don't go
Right. Oh, that's terrible. Oh,
so okay,
I don't
I'm gonna
like hearing that.
You'll breathe like this.
Like bad ASMR.
That's bad. Now it's all up in here, and I didn't even get a full breath.
Right.
And I'm all tight in here, and even the way I'm talking is incorrect.
You can tell
That's
you're
extreme,
uncomfortable, right?
Uncomfortable, and that's how a lot of people like to sing, because they don't know better, but whatever. It's maybe a style's like that. I don't know, but they're up here and like that, and then you're immediately drawn into tightness of the chest and then tightness of the throat here.
Yep.
And so in a different world, you leave this alone. You have a string. You have a string from your sternum.
Yeah.
Up. And I'm in a very bad position here, but you have a string from your sternum up like Pinocchio. Like a puppet.
I got no strings to hold me up. You love that. I don't even know if those are real words.
I think it was.
I think it's like to hold me down.
Like
no, I don't know.
You're like,
I got no strings to hold me up. Anyway,
so you're rolling your shoulders back and almost put them in your back pocket, and you're bringing your chest out.
How do you do that?
Yeah, and you relax them though, and you open up here, and like I said, I'm in a very bad position. And when you breathe, you down low, you let your stomach come out like that, and you leave the chest open so that when you are able to,
so what's happening there?
Out, it's control.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to continue this super detailed stuff. Hey, I'm going to tag his little post here. There we go. Trevor Hall, thank you. Get super detailed. There you go. But what's happening there is you're creating a cavity that is ready for air. I think that's the key.
Yes, that's a good point too.
Yeah, so because if you're all closed and your shoulders are in, you're going to take the time to try to open up. No. You want to already be ready.
Already be in the position.
Exactly. So then you just drop your stomach. Not really your stomach, but you know what I mean. You drop everything on the low end there, the diaphragm, and it, boom, instantly.
How many
fills.
singers do we have watching right now? If you're a singer, I want to hear
Ruth Ann's a singer,
hear you post
for
over.
sure.
Yep.
Mark Blackhurst, we already talked about. Josiah. He's a singing Saya. He's totally a singing
He's
Saya.
a singing Saya.
We're going to start a group.
The Singing Sayas.
The Singing Sayas. Well, I don't even know. So we've been fluctuating with live viewers, obviously. But we got another thumbs up. We got some laughy face. That's what the new one was.
Oh, my goodness.
We don't have any hearts. What's up with that?
When you said hearts before, we got about 1 billion hearts from Mark Blackhurst. He was the only one watching. It was like you're like, give it some hearts. Oh my goodness.
We got a thumbs up from Jesse Lynn. Is that Gormley? Gormley? G-O-R.
That is Benelli's kid.
That's who it is. Okay, got it.
Yep.
Oh. So wait. Would they have been in? They wouldn't have had mom though, right?
Yeah.
Well, they did. Okay.
Yep. Someone went through that, depending on who was when. But
Ruth Ann, you are too a
anyways.
singer. Now she's a pianist, but I mean, come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on. So, I was trying to finish something. I'm talking like Christopher Walken. Why did you throw me off?
Hey,
Joe,
guys.
I had a plan. Yeah. Just position, all that stuff. Whatever.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Circling
Positioning.
all the way back around to tone. That there's good ways to correctly produce tone for a sustained amount of period.
We got 2 hearts.
For so distracting.
Sorry, sustained amount of period. Continue. I'm sorry. I know I'm doing this on purpose. It's just been too long, Ken. It's been too long.
I know, it's been a while, and we appreciate the interaction. It is a lot of fun.
It's fun.
We're probably going to do a Q&A eventually.
Dude,
where we'll
there's
actually
a poll thing on here. Let's load the polls.
He's just playing right now. He's like, all right, everybody type the number 1. Okay.
I'm creating a poll right now. Okay, so we can do the straight tone or
What's
vibrato?
better, straight tone or vibrato?
Vibrators. Oh, but this is like
vibrato.
Okay, continue on though. Seriously.
But yeah, so what I was getting with to that point is that I think we preferred straight tone because of what it could represent and what it could do of the blend. So straight tone for an a cappella vocal group, and that doesn't even have to have a cappella, but is more conducive to a better blend than vibrato, because by its nature, unless you are all syncing your vibrato together, which is very weird, if everybody has the same vibrato.
Yeah,
right, let's try to do it. You and me together.
Oh,
right?
goodness, this is me terrible. Okay. What are we doing? What is going on?
I guess it
How
can
do you
be
spell
done.
vibrato?
VIBR.
VIBR?
Vibrato.
Toe.
Without an E.
But, okay, so it doesn't like that on here?
VIBRATO.
It wants an S or RY at the end.
I don't know any other way to spell it.
Yeah, me neither. Let's just not worry about it. So this is just weird. Okay, and then they can have a third. Which is better, straight vibrato, or do you want to put an extra one in there? Just a fun one? Well, we're going to tag this on right now, so you guys got to vote, okay? Delayed vibrato.
Delayed vibrato.
We'll just call it delayed really quick. See if people know what that is. And then show results.
Joe, can you give us an example of delayed vibrato?
I'd love to, Ken.
Okay, Joe, let us hear a delayed vibrato.
Go. I dreamed a dream in time gone by.
That was lovely. So what you did there was you hit the note straight first and then relaxed and let some vibrato finish it out.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the poll is live.
Oh my goodness.
So Ken, everybody can vote.
Everybody can vote.
We'll get one vote probably tonight.
Everybody else went to bed.
Everybody's like, what are they doing?
Jesse actually said, this is super helpful. I lead worship at church sometimes, and I've been struggling with the proper technique. Easy to get into bad habits. I'm taking notes over here. Oh, no, we started a class.
We did start a class. What is happening?
Oh, well, that's cool.
Hey,
yeah,
it's a powerful tool to start understanding
I tell you, being relaxed is the best thing you can do for seeing, besides just practicing and practicing correctly. Being relaxed as much as possible and, allowing the air to flow properly is such a big piece of that. There's a lot more to that, but yeah.
I like that. I can't show results yet because nobody's voted yet. Come on, people.
Playing these weird games. He's like, all right, now everybody, we're going to play Yahtzee.
Yeah, it's really, it is. I like delayed vibrato in, if you're watching like a good Disney movie or you like Broadway or just a good solo voice, maybe even something more of a crooning nature. Like we're around Christmas and seasonally, and a lot of the music will have like Bing Crosby and all the, all the fun voices that we like to listen to around this time of year. I think it pops up even more, and you'll notice that sometimes to get that nice sound from a solo voice, to add a little color, a little dynamic to what they're doing, you add in a little vibrato.
So there's 3 ways you can add.
Oh, here's the
color.
teacher. Wait, okay.
Here's the teacher in me.
I'm zooming in on your face for this one, so go ahead, go.
There, you can't see me. So there's 3 ways that you can, and now that you did that, you made me forget them. So I'm gonna have to make them. I'm gonna have to make 3 up. There's 3 ways that you can add a character to a solo voice.
Okay. And
one of them being rhythm.
Okay. So like
syncopation, timing.
Yep.
So if you're I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, right?
Nice.
So the rhythm would be I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. When you're talking about the crooners and stuff.
Yes. Where they play
they'll
with time.
play with it a
Yeah.
lot, and sometimes it can be a little much.
We used to make fun of it, right?
Yeah, but if this is the beat, this is the tempo here. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Way too much.
Oh, that's good.
Let's get into jazz.
I remember we used to do that.
Yeah, we'd see how long we could wait.
Syncopation delays that are absolutely crazy.
It's like buffering when you're singing. So one of them was timing. The other one was pitch. So crooning.
Okay.
Sliding. Coloration like that. And
right.
The other one being, vibrato or whatever, which kind of goes into the pitch. Actually, I don't remember the other one, so I'm just having to make that one up because I forgot.
Well,
those are some ways. Those aren't the only ways.
What about
those are some of the ways.
Twang?
Oh, twang. Who's twang?
Well, I'm going to upset all the country folk out there.
Oh, they could still go into that.
They like their twang.
What I said.
Well, I'm just saying that different ones have different ways of like almost
that would
speak
be,
talking.
Yeah,
even.
that
That's
would
different.
be.
That's
that
like,
would go into enunciation or
pronunciation.
Pronounced ways of singing a song.
Hey, I just let you guys know, I'm going to vote in this poll so that we have something, because I want to show the results. This is really cool. We're doing a live podcast here from the studio bunker down 10,000 miles under the surface. And nobody wants to answer the
He couldn't see the poll. It's the purple thing.
Oh, it's the purple thing. What?
He found it. He found it. Yeah.
Oh, we found it?
They found it now. Twangy vibrato. Joe, can we hear an example of twangy vibrato?
Twangy vibrato?
Yes, this was recommended to us.
Oh my gosh. Twangy. Mm-hmm.
So
I got to get into it. I got to get into it a little bit. Wait, I got to think.
You got to define what a twang is.
Twang. Get your twang on.
We're gonna get in so much trouble.
Yeah. Well, I'm not in it. I'm not really there.
You got to think of a country song.
Maybe that's the problem.
I'm thinking Christmas right now.
Yeah, I keep thinking Christmas songs, which there are plenty of Christmas country songs or country versions of Christmas songs, right?
I'm waiting for the
Man.
I'm waiting for the
I feel like a woman.
What?
Burn out now.
So twang would be a slang word for a southern accent with the way that a guitar sounds, probably.
You almost even did that guitar sound.
Guitar sounds. So you're elongating your vowels. You're raising the tongue up to the roof of the mouth a little bit. Yep, and you're just letting it get a little lazy, right?
Man.
So a twangy vibrato, Joe. Let's hear
it. Wait, I need a little bit more time. I'm getting there though. I'll get you an example very soon for sure. I've got to nail down both. The vibrato is already fun enough in and of itself, just to like nail down, like to really Because, okay, I was going to talk about this anyway. That's what this reminded me of. Sorry, that's what this reminded me of. So I don't want to leave out of the mix the fact that it is dangerous and you need to be careful about crushing your vibrato.
Your fingers.
No, down your throat.
Into a light socket.
Yeah, that too. Don't do that. No, I think that there's been there's been a lot of people who have been trained and do have a good point about the fact that there's a natural vibrato that is a part of our voice. And people who have not been trained in straight tone properly tend to hurt their voices when they try to really push the straight tone and they can't naturally do it. I think that's legitimate. I think we haven't mentioned that.
I think that'd fall under the relaxation thing. If it's ever painful, don't do that.
If it's painful, then you need to take a break.
I don't know if you ever listened to Brian Regan, but when he's like, blindfold the kid, we spin around and let him go and let him run amok. And he's like, trying to do pin the tail on the donkey. He's like, what are those? Those are puncture wounds, Bobby. Stop. You've made a horrible error. If it's painful, don't do it. Don't continue to do that.
Yes.
Maybe think about, oh, wow.
Man, I feel like a woman. That's my song for tonight. Just want to let y'all know. I feel like a woman. Yeah. That almost sounded Elvis-y, honestly, the more I tried it.
Elvis is actually the perfect example for that because that's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
He's got a twang, right?
Yes. Yeah, I think he would fit it. He could totally fit that. Yeah.
That's Dakota.
So everyone said that they found the... Wait, do I hit refresh? I did! So we've got some straight tone people and a delayed vote. We got 4 votes so far. Yep. And I can show our percentages here soon. So get your votes in, people.
Oh, man.
Oh, dude.
Hey, well, this has been fun. This is a really a spur of the moment thing to do the live as we're coming together to do another episode. We've missed you guys. Thanks for watching. Like I can actually say watching and listening to those who are going to be catching this on the other side of the audio world. And Dakota's coming to say hi.
Aww,
hi, Dakota.
Coders.
Dakota.
The codes.
But yeah, you can catch us on all the major podcast platforms, all right? So most of the people are Apple Podcasts. That's the majority of our listeners. We have some Spotify listeners. I personally use Google Podcasts just because I'm, pretty much Android.
He's Mr. Google.
Yeah, and there's other ones, Pocket Cast and Overcast and Fishing Rod Cast. I don't know. There's a ton of them.
Outcast.
Yeah. But you can find us on there, and always you can find us on Facebook as well. And thanks, guys, for watching, for listening. Oh, look, there's the puppy.
He wants to say something. What do you want to say?
That's Dakota's. He's like, it's time to go, guys.
It's nap time. Well, all right. I'm going to show the results.
Oh,
ready?
Let's see the results.
Here we go. Whoops. How do I do this? Then we hit close, and we go. Where'd it go? Oh, I got to refresh. See if we got any new votes. And ladies and gentlemen,
I'm waiting for the reveal.
We're showing. Here it comes. Ta-da. Okay.
Ta-da. I don't see a ta-da. There's nothing there.
Results are open. So maybe it means that everyone on the website or on Facebook can actually see it. But anyway, it's
okay.
I'll just tell you if you don't see it. It's 75% for straight tone, 0 for vibrato, and 25% delayed.
Who voted for delayed? You?
Well, I tried, but I couldn't. So thank you to whoever voted delayed.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Wait, do a fifth.
A fifth? Okay.
Yeah, ready? Now vibrato. We'll straighten it. Bye. All right, man. feel like a woman. Down, 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 down.